Hi, Luigi Tramontana here from Craft Animations. I'm going to show you the AutoZoomCam. What does that camera do? And remember, as with all cameras, this is just one effect that you stack on top of any other camera to create a combined effect. So, what does this effect add then? Well, we have this cross called the target mesh, and this cross is basically the target for this one, but not in a target camera sense. It's not a targeted camera, it decides how the zoom should be. So let's just look at this camera here. If we change the focal length a little bit, like let's say to, well, yeah, say 60, so we can see here what happens when we pull this little target here. Let's hit record, like so. So if I pull this one away and towards the camera, you see that the field of view or the focal length changes. So that's what this camera does. And what it does is, I mean, usually when you move a thing from and towards the camera, it grows in size, but the whole purpose of this camera is to keep it the same size. So if we have a look at that from inside a camera view here, let's have a look at let's make this let's have a look from like this. Let's just pull that down a bit. Yeah, so let's have a look at this view here, and let's put on shades, the wireframe there, so we can see it easier. Yeah, so if I take this, if we have a look at everything from this view now, and if I move the cross, you will notice that the cross doesn't change very much in size. Now there's a little delay effect here, of course, when I move this, because it's not the active view screen. Right, but anyway, so if I move it sideways, nothing will happen unless I check the checkbox that instructs the camera to make it a spherical. Well, you see the point here when you move this one. So you parent this object to another object, and then you get this auto zooming effect. And I love using this for drive-bys, because then you attach this to a car, and then you get this Formula One kind of Daytona when the cameraman zooms in and out when it passes by. So I love this camera. So you mount this on top of a targeted camera when it drives by, and that does the trick. So the other way to use the camera is actually quite interesting, because then we have the typical this horror effect. So let's just have a look at that and what that does. You know, the horror effect, the Hitchcock effect is all it's called very often. So what the Hitchcock effect is basically that you zoom in at the same time you move backwards. So the whole world seems to shrink. And if I go into the camera here now and look through selected, and then I choose to move the camera with say my keyboard here, yeah, let's detect forward backwards like that. That's the up and down arrow, and then just hit record here, and let's see what happens. So if I pull this backwards now, I get the shrinking of the world while I still have the same size of the object here. So the world shrinks around me, and the opposite way around the other way here. So this is, well, you can change the speed of how fast this object actually moves here. So if I make this say 10, then we can have this effect clearly visible. Like that. So everything just shrinks into it. So that's all I have to say about the AutoZoomCam, and it's a very useful camera in many situations, especially when you use it in combination with other cameras. So you parent, stack them on top of each other and have a net effect. Thank you very much.